what is the action item? That is it the conversation? Is it the relationship?
It's a number of things, but before even you get tactical, a rally cry I have to realtors scale right now is to remember that nobody wants to be a part of your test. You can't be like a kind of real estate agent. You have to make it pretty darn clear that you're in this business, you're a professional, and that you are committed to this for at least the next decade. If you're half looking over your shoulder, if you are trying to start a prop tech company over here on the side, and you're driving Uber on the weekends to make ends meet, and that you're still thinking that you might want to be an actor or an actress or a singer or a dancer, like no one's looking at you thinking that I want to commit to you helping me, because you're not even committed to the task. Nobody wants to be a part of your test. So you have to be able to build a body of evidence that says, I'm committed to this profession. And whatever happens in the market, I'm here to help the people I care about navigate market conditions and support them within their housing transactions. But what we have is a lot of fair weather real estate agents. It's like I might do this if it's a way to make easy money, but if it gets hard, I'm out. So like you cannot out relationship your reputation to your inner circle when they don't see you as all in. And this is the number one reason why, when people complain, like my friend listed with somebody else, my friend bought with somebody else, my sister, it's because they don't believe that you're fully committed to the profession.
Yeah, that right there, that we could literally hang up the phone now. I mean, that was the mic drop moment. And you made a statement, and I'm telling you right now, for those of you that are half listening, for those of you who have me on in your car, for those of you who are just kind of half-assed doing it, you can't out relationship your reputation. If that didn't make you stop your car, pull over, and slap your own face, you weren't listening well. Because that literally made me stop what I was doing. And I literally was like, yeah, because a lot of people think that now I'm TikTok famous, I'm a social media star, I'm a real estate influencer, I'm a speaker. And I would definitely say that it's cost us a little bit of business, because you can't out relationship.
Well, because people don't want to trouble you with their 200 grand listing.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
Well, yeah. And I've heard you now even say this, and I think you actually put it in your speech when we were together in Boston, is like, no, you got a 200 grand house in the greater Atlanta area. Like, I want that business. Not I can help. Like, I actually want that business, and we'll do a great job for it. And we'll do the same with a $2 million home, and we'll do the same with a $20 million home. Like, anywhere in between, I'm all in for this. And you have to make it clear that you're a real estate agent first.
Yeah.
But that's that reputation piece. Like, if you didn't do that, you would be costing yourself business. And I think lots of people are doing that.
Yeah.
They're not actually doing the basics of their job. They're doing everything other than their job.
Absolutely. A lot of real estate agents are selling real estate to create content, not creating content to sell real estate. And that's the thing that makes my head spin around, snot fly out of my nose, is that you are doing a disservice to us, because you're not really in the business of selling real estate.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing? But you hit the nail on the head with that. Most people, whether it's real estate agents or not, most people in business are looking for that 30, 60, 90-day business. They want the hit it and quit it. The now. They're not focused on long-term, because they're not thinking sustainability.
Nope.
And
because they're not fully committed to this as a profession.
No.
They don't know if they're doing this in 2020, 2031. So why bother like speaking to somebody who's ready to be able to buy or sell in 2031? Because I'm going to be rich and famous by then and living in Bali.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't want to be doing it. They want to build their downline, and they want to have, 5,000 agents, paying them whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you're exactly right. So Phil, let me ask you, when you sit down with a client, and do you sit down with a client one-on-one? You sit down, you go into boardrooms, obviously, and you talk to the C-suite or the CEO. and you work with those people. But like, where is your passion for, or let me rephrase that. Where do you think you're most effective?
Well, I think it's because where you say most effective, right? Like, is I actually think anytime you ask a question, it's like, well, what's your top takeaway at this event? You're like, I got so many things. What's my top? You have to rank. Like, where are you most effective? That means I have to look at every area in my mind that I'm effective at anything, sort them all out, then rank them and say which is in the top spot. That's a lot of thinking. Most effective. If effective means creating change and creating change fast, that has an impact upon bottom line, if that's what we're saying effective is, I believe it's my ability to rapidly affect conversion rates in almost any given environment from adding 1, 3, or 5 more skillful questions inside a conversational tree that get us to yes quicker.
How do you do that?
It's probably easier if I can give you an example of how we can achieve things of that nature. More often than not, people try to close too soon. And as a result of which, they get like an 80-90% yes, as opposed to a fully committed yes. And then they wrestle like crazy trying to get the final mile over the line. And this is why businesses have to have customer success departments and retention departments and save the deal departments, etc. And it's all because people don't have the skill set or the mindset to ask waterproofing questions that allow people to move from very, very interested to fully committed. In sales environments, what people often are looking to do is they're trying to give somebody 50 reasons to choose you. Some smart ones are saying, no, you just got to find the one reason why they would want to choose you. But the super smart ones understand that you should be creating questions that means that people have got no good reason not to. So I help craft questions that mean that people have got no good reason to not choose you. Let's use, for example, I'm waiting for the rates to drop before I move forward on a house. So the game we play is what would need to be true for it to be true that today's a great day to move. So what needs to be true for it to be true for today to be a great day to move? Well, what we need to prove is that rates dropping could in fact be a bad idea. We also have to prove that rates might go up as well as go down. We also have to prove that rates are not necessarily the puzzle that we're trying to solve. And we do that by starting to write questions. So first question might be this. It might be, how long do you see yourself living in the neighborhood? Because, one thing that needs to be true if somebody's going to buy a house today is they shouldn't buy a house if they only want it for the weekend. They should probably rent the house if they only want it for the weekend. Now, if they want the house for the next 25 years, they should probably definitely buy it. But somewhere between the weekend and 25 years, that pendulum switches from it's a bad idea to it's a possible idea to it's a no-brainer. Like, you question most people on that, and it's like, well, if it's more than 5 years, they probably should buy. So you see, like, the first question would be is, well, how long do you see yourself living in the neighborhood? And they're like, well, for the foreseeable future. You say the kind of houses you're looking at, do they have the capacity for you to live in it for a sustained period of time that if you went through a life event that you wouldn't need to move? And they'd be like, well, yeah, I mean, we got the extra bedroom and we don't know what we're doing with kids, but like, I'd like to think that we could stay here for a little while and we wouldn't be under any pressure. You say, look, I know that rates are higher than you'd like them to be right now, but can you afford the payment? They're like, yeah, we can definitely afford the payment. Hey, answer me this too, is in your profession, do you see any major changes in your employment? Is your job under threat? Are you safe in your work? Yeah, no, we're pretty safe. And do you see your income going up, going down, or staying about the same? Well, it's probably going to be going up. So you can definitely afford it. And also, if you're safe in your employment, like if rates were to come down, you could also refinance quite comfortably because you'd actually probably have more options because you'd be able to prove more earnings. Yeah. Hey, if rates were to come down, what do you think will happen to demand? They're going to be like, well, I guess more people would be looking to buy.
Absolutely.
If more people were looking to buy, then what do you think that would do to prices?
Pushes the prices up.
Not only that, are you in the strongest buying position now of anybody could be buying a house? Like, are you all cash, no contingencies, or are you looking to be able to leverage finance? Well, this is why we're having the conversation. We're trying to leverage finance. So if rates were to drop, prices would go up, the marketplace would be more competitive, and you wouldn't be in the most competitive buying decision.
Yeah, so you're moving, the questions that you ask are actually helping them come to their own conclusion. And what you want to do, it sounds like, is you always wanted them to come to their own conclusion because they're 100% bought in when it's their idea.
And the final question I could get to on that would be, so explain to me again why you were thinking of waiting and why waiting would be a good idea.
Because now they've dispelled the thought of waiting is the better idea because they've talked and the key is that they've talked themselves into it, not you.
And the close isn't me telling them they were wrong. The close is them being asked to fight for their previous idea, realizing they've got nothing to fight with. So therefore, they're like, by deduction, oh, dang, I've just seen the light. We're going to save money by moving now. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Phil, thank you for your time and your talent. Ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, my name is Glennda Baker. I'm a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia. Send me a text, tag me in a post, give me a call. That's what I love the most because I'd love the opportunity to talk real estate with you today. See ya.